Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Laura at Front Office Rocks. And in this one, I want to talk about a topic that's true and dear to my heart, which you guys are going to be surprised about. It's not something like family and love and la stuff. It's actually telephones. I love telephones, and I love talking about the phones, especially in the dental office, because we have this messed up historical thought on telephones that's completely wrong, and I want to address it in this video. So somewhere in the history books of dental history books, like if you were to go to the history museum, the Dental History Museum in Baltimore, Maryland, there's actually a dental museum in Baltimore, Maryland. Like, not sure how many people go to that. There's probably some policy written way back in caveman days that say dental offices don't have to answer their phone at lunch or on Fridays. For some reason, that has become the norm, or was the norm, for dental offices when I got into this industry, and honestly kind of still is. There's this idea in dental offices that we can either, put our phones on messages or voicemail over lunchtime. Just because we're not in there on Friday, then we don't have to answer our phones. There are some offices that don't answer their phones if there's a patient standing in front of them and the phone's ringing and they ignore them. There are many offices where the front office team gets pulled to the back and nobody answers the phone. And on top of that, what makes it worse is there's a voicemail message that says, your call is important to us. If you've called during business hours, we must be helping another patient. Think about that. Think about if I got that voicemail. Think about if I called your office and it says, your call is important to me, but we must be helping another patient. I'm thinking, no, my call's not that important to you. I mean, it can't be, because you're taking care of the patient in the office and not taking care of me. So I just want to put my 2 cents out there about telephones for the dental office. I think that the telephone in your dental office should be answered minimally. This is the minimum amount, okay? Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Every day of the week, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There are some offices which are rock star offices that they'll answer it 7 to 7. They'll answer them into the evenings. They'll answer, they'll use a call forwarding where they have somebody answering their calls for them in the evening and on weekends. That's awesome. I love that, right? But for the average office, you need to figure out how you can get your phones answered Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like there's no question about that. And let me bring up why, or talk about why. First of all, patients, when they call your office, they don't call very often, right? We're the last place they want to call. So when they're finally ready to call and either schedule an appointment or pay a bill or talk about a treatment plan, we don't want to miss that opportunity. We pay to make our phones ring, whether it's marketing or emails that we send out to our patients or reactivation programs we're doing. Now that phone's rung, we want to handle that patient. And if we let it go to voicemail, there's a really good percentage that patient's just going to, or that person, whoever it is just going to hang up, maybe with the intention they'll call back later, or maybe they'll move on to the next dentist if they're a new patient. So we've just spent all that money to make the phone ring, and now we're ignoring it. On the flip side of that, or another issue about that, is a lot of offices don't answer their phone over lunch. Well, if you actually look at a lot of the metrics that are out there now, our highest call volume in the dental office is between 11 and 2. And why is that? It's because our patients are working full time and this is their lunch break. And when do normal people who work 40 hours a week handle personal issues like calling the dental office? It's going to happen over lunch. So we need to make sure that we're answering our phones over lunch. Maybe you're the office that you pull somebody from the back to answer phones and takes messages. That's not okay. Our dental assistants are great, but if they're not fully trained on the phones, or whoever you pull from the back, then all they're doing is taking messages, and we're still missing the opportunity to help our patients and deal with them. So if anything, your best people should be handling the phones between 11 and 2. And then lastly, the work week doesn't end on Thursday. I mean, I know it feels like it in our industry, but the rest of the world works on Friday. And the rest of the world has a check sheet of things that they want to get done. And now it's Friday, and the last thing on their list that they really want to do is call the dentist. But if they're going to get through that checklist before they go off to happy hour Friday night, they're going to try to call your office. And if you're not there answering the calls, you're missing that opportunity. So please, 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 please answer your phones Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. All right. No excuses. Don't let it go to voicemail. Don't let it, don't let it ring and ring and ring without a message. Answer the call. Now, I never used to have a solution for this when I'd speak on Fridays a lot, and there'd be a lot of dental offices in my seminars, and I'd say, you should have your phones answered on Friday, but yet the whole team's in my seminar. How do you handle that? There are amazing companies out there now that will help you with your phones if you can't get to them. And they're not call answering. They're actually a extension of your scheduling department. They will actually help schedule patients for you. So there's no question to have your phones answered now, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If your front office team member has to go in back because you're a small office and help turn over rooms and the phones ring, somebody can help you with the phones. There's training available with Front Office Rocks to make sure everybody on your team is trained to answer phones. So no matter who has to jump in, hygienist, assistant, whomever, everybody's trained to answer the phones. So please, 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 figure out how you can make sure that your phones are answered 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. That's all I ask. If you do that, I guarantee that your case acceptance and your new patients will go up, because you are missing opportunities right now just because you're letting that piece of machinery in the office ring and ring and ring and go to voicemail. So I'm Laura from Front Office Rocks. Again, this is a soapbox of mine. Answer your phones, respect the phones, train your team members on the phones, have everybody trained on how to handle these calls. And I guarantee this is going to help you grow your practice. If you need more help from Front Office Rocks when it comes to training, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. I hope I got my point across. Thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you guys also for subscribing and sharing this with other people in our dental industry, because that's my goal, is to be a resource for dentists and teams and to help talk about the topics that maybe aren't getting talked about everywhere else. So thanks for following me on YouTube, and send your questions, and I will see you again next time.